Hi guys, welcome back. It's Ijoma, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about one question students always ask when they are processing their admission to Ukraine, and they always ask these questions maybe to their school students agency or like maybe their friends in the country they are going to. And this is the question: are there jobs there? Especially when you're going to Ukraine, which will be the case study for today, because that is the place where I studied, and this is the question people often ask before coming to Ukraine. And the honest truth is they are most times being misled because of these promising jobs that the agents inform them about, and on getting to Ukraine they are amazed and to their surprise they do not get these jobs. So, are there jobs in Ukraine? It's a yes and a no. In Ukraine, English is not their first language, so it's hard or difficult and a challenge for an employer to employ you when they know that you have more of their people in their country, and you need to interact with their people in their language. So that's why it's important for you also to just learn the language to give you an edge over like others. But that's by the way. Ukraine is a really low income country, and the minimum wage is not encouraging. Like, for instance, I remember a time when I was interested in working in Ukraine, and I got a job at a call center, which was in my city. It was a full-time job, it was not a part-time job, and I had to miss classes for this job. But I would have done it. It was so tempting, and I would have done it if the pay was good. But the pay did not make sense, because for me in my university, if you miss classes, you have to pay for missing the classes, and then you have to attend the classes. It's just a way of like maybe disciplining the students so they can take their classes seriously. So I weighed the option. I'm like, I'm going to lose my sleep. Sometimes I'm going to take night shifts, morning shift, afternoon shift. I have to miss classes and stuff like that, and then I have to rework those classes, like redo those classes, and I have to pay for those classes. Then how much is left after sacrificing my time and money? So I checked and it didn't make sense. I think at the time they were to pay me 1,500 grivens. I'll put that in dollars here, 1,500 grivens. They have those kind of jobs, and the easiest job you can get is a teaching job, since you can speak English, like a tutor or something like that. The pay is it just varies depending on the city you're in. I remember another time I was applying for a teaching job in my city, because the city I stayed in is like a smaller city. If it's a bigger city, I think the pay would be a lot better. But in this place where I was in, the amount was so ridiculous that I was like, I don't think I can do this. Do you understand? But there is a good news. One thing you have to carry to Ukraine is a skill set. If you want to make money, you have to learn a skill set. And when I mean a skill set that is needed, a skill set that the market needs. In this type of country, what do foreign students need? That is an important question that you need to ask yourself when you're going to Ukraine. And I'm telling you, that is where your money is. You can take summer jobs or something, but while you're in school, and something that you can do at your own time, not that it's going to be full-time, or even if it's part-time, it's going to be against your time, because you're going to be studying full-time. You're not going to be studying part-time. They don't give part-time in Ukraine, except maybe for masters or some PhD courses. But for your undergraduate, you want to face your studies, and maybe during the weekends you still want to do one or two things. This is the best thing, is to learn a skill set. And I'm going to give you a list of skill set that you can learn. For instance, there is lack of makeup for women of color. Like, I'm going to use myself for an example. In my fourth year, I was looking at the market. I was like, what do we really need especially in my city? I was like, what do people really complain about? So I thought about it, and I thought about makeup. I thought about people always say, I can't get my makeup, I can't get my skin color foundation, I can't get this, I can't get my own powder. When you go to the stores, it's just makeup for their women. They don't have for us yet. I'm thinking yet, because there are influx of blacks always coming, women of color always coming in their country. So I think that with time they should open up to start bringing in some product, but I don't know if they would ever. But I think that should be the normal thing for every country, I think so. And I started that business, and boy, let me tell you, I knew how much I was able to make. Sometimes my profit margin was about from 50% to 100%. Yes, just look for a need in the market and provide solutions to it. That's where your money comes from, guys. Another thing that really pays money is people that do like forex exchange. Withdrawing with your own Nigerian card sometimes is always expensive. So there are these people, some for instance, you're like, okay, I need so amount of money, so they get the money from you from Nigeria and they give you the money in dollars or in grievance. It's cheaper for you, and also they make money from it. So just imagine how many students, that's what people do right now. Most people take their money through this form, through this method, because it's a lot cheaper, except maybe you're into Western Union or MoneyGram. But ever since the Nigerian card became difficult to collect money from your Nigerian card, people use this method. And just imagine like times the thousands of foreigners and black students that are in Ukraine. Just imagine how much those people will be making. But for this kind of business, you will need to build credibility and trust. Another skill set you need is graphic designing. It's even a needed job. It's not just in Ukraine job, but everywhere. If you're an expert at graphic design, or even intermediate, or even a basic learner, you can start improving your skills right now and becoming better, because not only will you get jobs in Ukraine, maybe from churches, like maybe churches that need posters. Churches usually need posters from time to time, or maybe events, or even people that are starting out their businesses, they need like graphic design from different cities. You can start getting orders from different cities in Ukraine, even outside of Ukraine, depending on how good you are. If you put yourself out there, you can even get businesses like business orders even online. If you sign up for all these freelancing websites, you can get jobs online that you can be doing part-time, maybe 10 hours a week, if that is the amount of time you can free up in a week. Another thing is, if you can sing well, if you're a good singer or you play the instruments, you can perfect your skills right now when you're in Nigeria. And when you get there, you can also, aside from using it as a service to God in church, you can also sing at restaurant bars, and you can also play your instrument at restaurant bars. And if you're good at what you do, you'll be paid for your skills. You can play at restaurants, you can sing at restaurants, like maybe during the weekend, and just like a part-time thing, and you can get really good pay from that. You can even apply for like maybe auditions and stuff like that. Another thing which I also did is, if you're good, if you love your photography, if you like to be in pictures, you can learn how to take pictures, because constantly people always need someone to take their photos or something like that. Aside selling makeup products, if you can make up, because not everybody can do, like most people can do basic makeup, but for like events like this elaborate makeup, if you're a makeup artist, or you can also be selling makeup products and also make people up at the same time. Who says guys cannot make hair? So you can also learn that as a skill, because every time blacks are always looking, we want to change our hairstyles, maybe you want to braid or something. Learn how to braid perfectly, like perfect your skills while you are processing and while you're waiting for your visa. Another thing, I know somebody that pays her school fees through this, is if you know how to cook. And I mean cook like Nigerian food and all that. If you're good at baking, chocolate cakes, yes, strawberry cakes, different type of cakes, you know how to design, that is a very lucrative job in Ukraine, because almost every time somebody is celebrating their birthday, or they want to bake a birthday cake for their friends or their whatever, just try to also know how to make more than one thing. You make hair and you can make wigs. There are some things that you have to buy the product, like makeup product. Now you have to buy the product and know how to sell the product, but there are some things that you don't need to buy and sell. That is your skill set, knowing how to make it. The only thing they're paying for is for your time and sacrifice. Honestly, that's the best type of pay. If you can make wigs, people will just bring wigs to you. In a week you can make over $200, depending on how good you are. You can make frontal 360. Another thing you can do, which I did in Ukraine, is to model. If you like to model, like a model for brands and stuff like that, you have a great like physique, you can make up to, like, depending on the city you're staying in. Like I said, like Tenopi, where I stayed in, was a really small city, so the smaller the city, the smaller the income. Like per shoot, I can make like 600 grievance or 700 grievance, like depending. Yeah, that will be all for today, and I hope you were able to pick something out of all this. I hope you have a great day wherever you are staying, watching this video. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Peace.